Quick story for you. I was at WordCamp Europe 2026 a few weeks back. Sat on Contributors Day with my wife's laptop that I'd borrowed. Now, one small problem, the development environment wasn't set up. Not misconfigured, it just wasn't set up at all. So my Contributor Day got off to a slow start. And here's the kicker. I'd never actually used Xdebug inside WordPress Studio before either. Now at Contributors Day, there are many developers sitting around. Ryan Welcher was one of them, and he wandered over. Thanks Ryan if you're watching. Spoiler alert, he is. And between us, we had it up and running in minutes, genuinely minutes. That surprised me. Setting up step debugging used to be a proper faff. Trust me, I've done it many a times. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get Xdebug working with WordPress Studio in Cursor or VS Code, which is a fork of itself anyway. We'll build a tiny plugin, we'll set a breakpoint and step through the code to inspect the variables live without guessing exactly what is going on. Now if you've been debugging WordPress with var dump or error log, you already know the dance. You dump a variable, refresh the page, take a squint at what the output is, add another dump, refresh again, and it kind of works, but it's a little bit cumbersome and it's slow. And you're flying blindly between each refresh. Step debugging is different. You pause the code mid-execution. You freeze it in place and look at everything. Every variable, every call stack, the lot. You're not guessing what the value is, you're actually looking straight at it. Now, a quick note for anybody new, WordPress Studio is the free local development app from Automatic that you can download from either WordPress.com or GitHub. Now, I know what you're thinking, you tried it a while back and it was slow, but it's getting better and faster with each release. So go and take another look. If you've not used it for a while, grab it, it's still free, and I'll leave all the links you need in the description below. Now, you'd think this bit is hard, but it isn't. In Studio, open up your site and turn Xdebug on. Studio ships with PHP and Xdebug already bundled, so there's nothing to compile, there's no php.ini to wrestle with. And that used to be the painful part, and it still is if you do it manually. With Studio, it's all gone away. Over in VS Code or Cursor, install the PHP debug extension by Xdebug. Add a launch configuration set to listen for Xdebug on port 9003. That's the default and it matches what Studio uses. Then hit play on the debugger so that your editor starts listening. That's it. The editor's listening, Studio's talking, and they meet in the middle. Ain't that so, Ryan?
Yeah, it really is. And I say that as someone who has absolutely lost afternoons to this. Normally the part everyone dreads here is the PHP config. With Studio, you just don't have to do any of that. Xdebug is already bundled, the port's already 9003, so all you're really doing is telling your editor to listen. So you flip Xdebug on in Studio, then over in VS Code or Cursor you install the PHP debug extension and set up your launch.json. Hit play and they're talking. Next, add a breakpoint, refresh the page, and that's kind of it. The slowest part for Elliot and I was digging up the launch.json example, and that's only because I didn't have a copy sitting on my machine to paste in. We had him up and debugging in about 30 seconds.
Now let's prove it works. We'll knock up a basic plugin. Nothing clever, just enough to have some code that runs, with a simple hook that takes a variable and does something with it. Drop a breakpoint on the line inside the plugin by clicking in the gutter, next to the line number. You should get a little red dot. Load the page that triggers that code, and it stops. Execution is paused right on your breakpoint. This is where it gets good. On the left, you've got your variables, all of them, with their current values. You see exactly what's in scope at that exact moment. Underneath that, the call stack. That tells you how you got there, which function called which, all the way up. Brilliant for working out why some code is running when you didn't expect it to. Step over, step into, step out. You walk through the code line by line and watch the values change as it runs. Once you've seen it, var dump feels like sending letters by horse. Stepping through code is nice, but you don't really feel it until it saves your bacon. So let's plant a real bug and hunt it down properly. Say our plugin is meant to flag any post over 300 words and add a little notice to it. Simple enough, right? Except it's flagging every single post. Even the short ones. Classic. The kind of bug where you stare at the code and swear it should work. Now the old me used to start scattering var dump everywhere. The new me sets a breakpoint at the line that does the comparison, and then I just take a look. Execution pauses, and there it is in the variables panel. The word count that I thought was a number is actually a string, and the comparison I wrote isn't doing what I had assumed. I'm not guessing, I can see the value and its type right there in front of me. 2 minutes, found it. No refreshing, no dumping statements to tidy up afterwards. That's the whole pitch for step debugging in one go. Now here's where it gets clever. Imagine that bug only happens on one specific post out of 200. You don't want to stop on all of them and click continue 200 times like a numpty. Right click the breakpoint, add a condition, something like only break when this post ID is 42. Now the code runs straight past every other post and stops only on the one that you care about. That is a massive time saver. Then there's the watch panel. Instead of hunting variables in a long list every time you step, you pin an expression to watch. Type in the thing that you care about, say word count, or a whole expression, and it updates live as you step through. You keep your eye on the one value that matters while everything else runs. Conditional breakpoints and watch expressions are the difference between poking around and actually knowing what you're doing. What do you reckon, Ryan?
Oh, 100%. It's an absolute lifesaver. I use conditional breakpoints constantly on my advanced query loop plugin. I need to step through the loop while it's actually being processed. And on a normal page load, there are a lot of loops. So that clicking continue over and over you were talking about, that's exactly what I'd be doing, and it's a huge waste of time. With a condition, I can check for a parameter that only exists in loops created by my plugin, so it waits until the specific loop I'm working on is the one being parsed and stops right there. And I use the watch panel to pin the query args, so I can see exactly what's coming from my plugin and what's coming from the native query loop. There's nested parameters getting passed through in there, and watching that one expression tells me what's actually getting overwritten and what isn't. Honestly, those two things together have saved so much time, it's stupid.
Now here's the thing that genuinely surprised me when I first started step debugging. Step debugging doesn't stop on your own code. Set a breakpoint, and when the execution pauses, hit step into on a WordPress function. The debugger follows it straight down into core. You can watch a hook fire, see exactly which functions are hanging off it, and follow the whole chain through apply filters and into core itself. If you've ever wondered why a filter is behaving oddly, or what exactly is modifying your content before it hits the page, this is how you find out. You stop reading the core source code and guessing, and you actually watch it running instead. Mind you, you can disappear down a proper rabbit hole there, so use step out to climb back up when you've seen enough. If your breakpoint never triggers, 90% of the time it's one of two things. Either the debugger isn't actually listening, so check that you hit play in the editor, or something else is squatting on port 9003. Make sure that port is free. And make sure you've enabled Xdebug in Studio for that specific site and not assumed it's on globally. Another catch worth knowing about is Studio can only have Xdebug switched on for one site at a time. Jumping between projects means flipping it off on the old one before working on a new one. The third one to watch for is path mappings, and which fix you need depends on which runtime Studio is running on your site. If you're on the sandbox runtime, PHP is actually running inside Studio's own sandboxed environment rather than talking to your files directly. So the server thinks that your site is at /WordPress, not wherever it actually sits on your machine. That mismatch is what shows up as hollow grey circles instead of solid red dots. Add this to your launch config and the dots fill in. If you're running the newer native PHP runtime instead, PHP is running directly on your machine, so the paths already match and you can usually skip this step entirely. Not sure what runtime your site is on? Studio's own docs lay out the difference between the two, and I'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out. But sort those out and you're away. Now, a quick bonus before we wrap it up. Everything I've shown you so far, the Xdebug step debugging, the breakpoints, the lot, work without a WordPress.com account. You don't need to sign in to anything. Download Studio, debug your code, job done. But if you do sign in with your free WordPress.com account, Studio opens up a fair bit more. You get sync, so you can push-pull between local sites and staging or production environments hosted on WordPress.com without faffing about with a migration plugin. You get previews, also known as staging or demo sites, which spin up a shareable link to your local site so a client or a colleague can look at your work without you having to deploy anything. And you get import and export, so you can pull an existing site down to your local environment or package your local site up and move it somewhere else. Put those together and Studio stops becoming a local debugging tool and becomes a proper development and deployment workflow. The debugging is free and account free. The sync and sharing is the bit that you unlock when you sign into your WordPress.com account. Worth knowing. Now here's my honest takeaway. I built this up in my head as being a hassle because I've done it many times before. And it took a nudge from a colleague at WordCamp to realise it isn't anymore. Studio does all the heavy lifting. You're a launch, config and a click away from proper step debugging. So if you do any serious WordPress development, this is worth 10 minutes of the setup. You'll get it back the first time you'd otherwise spend hours dumping variables. Now it is at this point I would say like, share, subscribe for more content like this, but on this occasion I'm just going to reach out and say a big thank you to our rock star Ryan Welcher, who has participated in this video. So thank you so much, Ryan.
Elliot, it was absolutely my pleasure to be part of this video. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it was awesome meeting you finally in person at WordCamp Europe. Now, here's the thing. If you have not subscribed to Elliot's channel, you need to do it right now. There's a like button down there. There's a subscribe button. Go do it. Make it happen. His content is phenomenal, and you will not regret that decision. That being said, you should also check out my channel. Just saying.
Ryan Welcher is a developer advocate sponsored by Automatic, and you can find him on YouTube at Ryan Welcher Codes. Thanks, buddy. So, Also at this point, I would usually point to a video here to go and check it out. And the reason I do this is because I want a freeze frame for my thumbnail. So I probably should pull a funny face like. Anyway, go and check that video out if you want to. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.